Alright, it's been a little while since we've done a project. Last time we built a PC slash, it was Hackintosh. That was with an i9-7900 processor, whatever the specs were. I'll put the link below to show you what that build was about. This time I have something different. I laid out all my parts here. So notice that the key one that I'm holding, this is the 3950 AMD Ryzen processor. So this is going to be the core foundation of what we're going to build the new Ryzentosh. So this is the 3950, and then along the way with some find a good motherboard. There's a host of other motherboards out there, but one of the goals with this particular build is to not have it so large. I want it to be more compact, and I wanted a system that's reasonable in price and to be able to compete with the Mac Pro, which is the one that's equivalent to this. Will be, after I gauge everything out, it's going to be around $12,000 to $14,000. Yes, 12 to 14 USD dollars. But with the inclusion of the Ryzen processor, and now QuickSync is also working, now it's more than ever, it's good to consider Ryzentosh. The Ryzentosh is a really good value for the money, but will it really work? That's the key. Because for a long time there's only two ways to really make a Hackintosh slash Ryzentosh. I think there's something called Clover and then something called Open Core. Let me put a caveat out there. While I assemble the parts and research the parts, a partner of my car, he put it all together. And if anyone wants to know his contact, how to build the system, you can reach out to me and I'll put you in contact with him for copyright purposes. But anyways, so Ryzen processor, the X50 ITX board because of the small form factor. And when he was tweaking this particular build, he gave it really a thumbs up with the ITX board because of the USB-C connection, and just the connectivity is very fluid, and it was very easy to work with Open Core. Then with the board, I ratcheted it up and got 64 gigs of the Trident Z DDR4. I think these are 3200 megahertz RAM. I thought that this, I didn't really care for the colors or whatever else, but that's what I went with from a memory perspective. You notice here there's a host of tons of Noctu fans. One of the key things about this build is that I want to keep it quiet. Not only that I want it small and petite, but I want it quiet. That's another key. And the drives that I went with, the primary drive is a 2 terabyte Western Digital Black. I think the transfer speed is 3,400 megabits per second, and when I did the benchmark test later on, I'll show you everything, it ran very well. With regards to storage, I did go with some SSDs. These are 2 terabyte drives, blue. I didn't need the super high speed because I will be also running USB-C drives with conjunction with the system, so that these are more for storage than anything else. Then a key part, because my system will be using it to be video editing for vlogs like these, best bang for the buck right now. I honestly believe that there's a host of options out there, especially in the Mac world. Radeon 7 seems to be the way to go, but Radeon 7 is literally twice the price of this guy right now, which is the Radeon RX 5700 XT. In fact, the Mac Pro build now has stepped it up with this particular video card. But with that being said, their version is the 16 gigabyte one and not the 16 megabyte one and not the 8 megabyte one. So that's the biggest difference with these gigabyte, not megabyte. Sorry, 8 gigabyte versus a 16 gigabyte. 16 gigabyte for the Apple one and 8 gigabyte for the aftermarket built one myself. And then the cooling option. We first tried to use the air cool, and we didn't achieve the type of lower temperature that we would like, and hence at the end of the day, even on the Ryzen processor, it says that liquid cool is recommended. So hence we work with the, due to the small form factor, we went with the H60 cooler. One more thing that is very important with regards to a Ryzentosh build is the Wi-Fi card. Wi-Fi / Bluetooth card. You have to go on Amazon, I will link it below, and order a separate card. They keep falling over. But this is a must in order to make sure that all your Wi-Fi and especially AirDrop and all that good stuff start really to work. So these are the components of all of the my build for the Ryzentosh. Now, for the grand unveiling of it, let me grab it. Okay. The box is not that big, but with that being said, there you go. This is the in-win case, which is very, very petite. You can see it. It's a very tight build. In fact, if we look at the case itself, the top of it is actually a piece of glass, and so is the side. But it also has a Qi charger, a wireless charger that will be, you can dump your iPhone or whatever device you like going to it. On the top, it has two traditional USBs, USB 2.0, 3.0s, and then the build itself is very, very petite. It's the spacing here is very tight. Let me see if I can get this open for us. This is tempered glass, so we have to be careful with that. You can see that the components are pre-packed in here very tight with the 5700 on the bottom, and I put a lot of fans in. They're not two fans to help it, to keep the system really cool, because the Ryzentosh have been noted to run fairly warm. On the bottom here, it came with a couple fans, but I replaced them with a more quiet one, so the system is really, really quiet. Overall, what I would say is that with Geekbench 5, on the single core score, this particular Ryzen 3950 with 64 gigabytes of RAM scored around in the 1300 area in a single core score in Geekbench 5. And then with regards to the Geekbench 5 on the multi-core score, I scored around 13,000. So it is really a really great bang for the buck, the value proposition, because this is pretty much the same power as what it's equivalent to what you will purchase with a Mac Pro for $12,000 to $14,000. I'll post up some of the results, but if anyone have any questions, please feel free to just ping me or you know, kind of push it on the bottom, and then I'll communicate with you guys. Till then, peace out. Thank you very much, and look for the next vlog.